Hello, everybody, and welcome. Happy Friday. The week's about to end, as the world is, probably. So, welcome, and welcome, Fiddle. Welcome, Chase. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Fiddle?
Let's try to redesign these things.
Oh, hello, Maria.
Hello, it's been a while. Welcome back. Probably going to add something like this here. Something, a little closer. So, something that's similar to those things that are there on the sides, so that basically the legs then are just a sort of extension.
Just come back from a busy week. Yeah, I think Emperor of Cheese is having a busy week too.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it might be a busy month, but
Hey, hopefully not too long.
oh, thanks, Fiddle. That's appreciated.
What?
He sent me a picture of him wearing a maid outfit.
Oh, he did as well. He how can I put it? He inflicted that to me as well this morning. So
No, I don't think you made any mistake.
no, I'm still trying to get off of it. I couldn't eat. So thank you for ruining my day. We do something like that. This needs some. This needs more.
Shout out to Elon Musk for buying Twitter and then firing everybody immediately. That's a Chad
Oh, I thought
move.
he did already like last summer or something.
Well, he came in yesterday and then just fired everyone that was there, which is
Oh, I
hilarious.
heard he went in with a sink. I don't
Yeah,
know
he
if
said
that's
let
true or
that sink
not.
in. Total dad joke. I
Hello,
love it.
Kim. Hello, Kim. That was funny. He certainly has some sense
Why
of
did
humor.
he wait? Why did he fire people? Because those
Because
people
they
were
suck.
garbage and they were censoring everybody.
uh, Twitter is basically the most censoring platform on the internet. Was, I guess,
It's
at
one
this
of
point.
them. Yeah. And I don't
It's
know if he's going to fix the problem, but it's immediately better with him being there. So I will take it any day over how it was previously. Even a marginal improvement is better than nothing.
I guess, yeah.
You guys should feel special because you guys got the full picture. No, I don't feel
No,
special.
no, I don't feel special at all. I do not feel special or thankful to any degree. Sorry. I keep getting errors. Okay, I gotta warp this thing. It's not looking good. Something like that. There you go. So,
Why did you send me a picture of you in a maid outfit and not Kim?
guess he's jealous,
That's true.
understandably.
Maria says, I don't know. I'm not physically able to use Twitter because my phone rejects it. That's kind of strange. I don't think
That's good
Twitter
for
would
you,
be like
though,
an app.
probably. Twitter is not a good place, so it's probably better not to be able to use it. I don't use it personally. I
Oh,
have an account for marketing purposes, but I don't use it. I tried using it, but it didn't work out well. So
it's pretty fun, but it depends on which circles that you inhabit.
okay, so I want to try to inject more values here, but first I have to get rid of some stuff. So first, actually, it needs some more value here, and then some more value at the top. This is still very. In any case, I'm just gonna blast it into this because I need to be a scene this time. It's not.
Yeah,
Careful.
Cam. He sent me the photo and then immediately removed it, so I can't do anything about that.
Yep, same here. I could have taken a screenshot. You know what? I should have probably.
Why? Because you really want that on your computer?
No, because I could blackmail him now. So unfortunately, I can't. It's too bad, right, Fiddle? It's unfortunate. Unfortunate. That is.
You could have done something really controversial, like put something on his face.
Yeah, like gingerbread cookies.
Like a Justin Trudeau. He's like, hey, look at this. He's at a party.
Well, I mean,
Fiddle
it's not too
scandal.
complicated. That guy. Thank you.
I am addicted lately to see the process of League of Legends splash art.
That's pretty cool art, actually. Yeah. That's very illustrative. Anyway, very classical. That's a kind of illustration you would get on if you worked for Magic. You would have to do or D&D, pretty much.
How is so? I know what a splash screen is. How is splash art different from a splash screen?
Well, splash screen is the whole screen. Splash art is just the art.
So is it like a cropped version of a splash screen, or
No, it just doesn't include the text, I guess.
oh,
I guess what she means is just splash the art itself versus the whole thing. I guess. I'm assuming. Might be wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. This is pretty light. Probably too light. I'm obviously gonna go a little darker here. For now. Man, I can't stop thinking about Elon Musk going into a room with a sink.
he did it just to make that joke.
No?
Does that the only reason he did it is to make that joke?
Oh,
On the new head of
yeah.
Twitter.
I know.
Let that sink in.
That's very smart. Now, I do not remember which one of these are clouds and which parts are sky now. It's okay. I should have kept this. Oh, I did. Okay, that's a cloud. So I'm gonna make the clouds wider. Probably or not. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there are several layers. I guess.
Maria says, "I went to Bellis Artis to ask stuff and got what?"
Bad.
Bellis
I
Artis?
guess I guess she means fine arts. Probably.
Well, that's a place, right?
Oh, is it?
The Palacio de Bellas Artes. It's like in
no idea.
Mexico, right?
I have no idea. Forgive my ignorance. I just don't know. Honestly.
I don't know if that's what she meant, but how are you, Nemo and Chase? I'm doing
Okay.
worse since Fiddle sent that picture, but it will
Oh
not
well.
break my spirit.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep this just to make sure that I do not forget. I think it's nice in reversed.
Would you rather have a normal picture of me? No, because I don't know what your definition of normal is.
Yeah. Okay, so what am I gonna do now? What's my value range? Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna try to add some color. Let's see what happens.
This is
So I
why
don't
Chase is single. How do you know I'm single?
right? You don't know. This file is 1.5 gigabytes already. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so I might steal the color scheme. I really don't know what kind of color scheme I could use in this. It might even be the last day I work on this, and then I might do it again later.
Bellas Artis, it's the school you go to get good at drawing and become an artist of the medium
Okay, so
in Latin America. It's just a school, okay.
it just means like it's like a fine arts university. It basically means it actually the translation is fine arts. From Italian would be so. I guess it's the same thing. So no, I didn't do color comps as always. I might actually throw in some random colors.
I know everything, Chase. Really. So what did I have for breakfast? Since you know everything.
Okay, little Paul, what kind of color would you guys use for this? I was thinking I might use some purple for this guy, maybe, to make it ominous.
I was going to say shiny, like a light gray, but I guess that's boring.
I was thinking muted colors in any case. So it's gonna be. Let's see what happens.
Maria, you're actually close, but it wasn't with fruit. I did have a cookie for breakfast.
Just one cookie? Depends on how big
Yeah.
it is, though.
It was a s'mores flavored cookie.
Use charcoal shading. Is this even working? It's. I know. I should have some brushes that have a little, but not too much texture. Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna add the texture later in any case, eventually, if I ever finish this.
You seem like a muesli person?
Muesli person, okay.
Are you trying to say Mussolini? That's Nemo.
No, I think she means granola. Isn't that's how you call granola here in Europe?
Muesli?
Yeah. Muesli, technically, like muesli.
Mew.
Yeah. So I guess that's what she means, probably.
Never heard of it. A cold breakfast
Really?
dish, the primary ingredient of which is rolled oats, which is set to soak overnight and eaten the next morning.
Yeah, pretty much.
That sounds gross.
It's like oats. It's like dry oats, but not exactly
I'm just
dry.
leave this on my counter and eat it tomorrow.
That's not bad. I eat it. It's like oats with whatever nuts. It's a mix. It's like a mix of oats with other stuff.
You Europeans are so disgusting. I just go to
Why?
McDonald's, eat fresh food every day.
You, oats are consumed in America as well. And try to fool me. That's what
Yeah, you just have
most of the
nut.
bodybuilding um, breakfasts are made with. Actually, in the U.S. I know because
Fiddle
I
says, yeah, you just have nut in your breakfast. Well, I guess that's what Kim eats every morning, huh?
Jesus, come on, please. I'm gonna be in trouble.
Hey, he's starting it, so
Oreos. Oreos.
Oreos.
Oreos. Oreos. Oreos. I'm basically copying this from that Dual Masters card. I'm actually gonna open my Dual Masters or not. No. Some purple. It's too much.
Everyone talking about nuts in the chat.
What do you
If
say?
we're being serious, I do like pecans and almonds.
I eat about 40 grams of, but basically a small amount, fistful of almonds every day.
Yeah, okay, Kim, I know what you meant.
Nuts are good actually, as is peanut butter apparently, and it's very good for eating more calories actually.
Peanut butter is fairly healthy, actually.
Yeah, it is. It is. I thought it wasn't, but I did some research. It's actually not too bad for health,
Yeah.
apparently. I'm gonna need more color here, though. Saxby, or it could be a greenish. I don't know. I'm just trying to get out some colors and see how it looks.
You know what? Forget it. I'm denying that.
Then I what?
What Fiddle just said.
What did you say?
Can you see it? I don't know if you're in mod chat or not.
Uh, yes. I cannot see the message, but I can see the term that's being blocked. Use moderation
I think
field,
if you
please.
go. Okay, I'll time him out for
Oh, he
10
said so?
seconds. There you go.
Uh, 57 messages? What? I don't know.
Is that how many he sent?
I don't know. It says 57. Chips. What do you mean with chips? You mean like potato chips? I don't like potato chips that much. Or they're not very good for health anyway. Too much
They're not, but
sodium.
some of them are good.
They are, but I don't know. I feel like like I don't know. My blood pressure rises just for eating a bunch. So I don't know. Sure.
Wait, so when I gave Fiddle that timeout, it struck like all of his messages?
Maybe.
You see the same thing?
It could be a.
There's like a line through all of them.
Yeah, I think so.
There's even a line through the Baynox.
Oops. Lying through the Baynox. Yeah, this stream might be just me trying to figure out a decent color scheme, which I'm not going to find, probably.
Wait, for all of them? Really?
Oh well. You gotta die of something.
There's gonna be a lot of missing context for the VOD later then.
Yeah. I feel like this should be bluish.
Oh no, actually, it should be fine because the actual messages will show up on screen.
Yeah. So I gotta load some dual masters cards up to figure out. So what kind of card could this be? Black? It's certainly not red. It's got nothing to do with fire. It could be. So I remember there are some cards that are like maybe yellow. Yellow, probably. There are some cards that are like sky things, and they're usually yellow, like UFOs. They look like UFOs. I don't know. It could be a yellow card. Let me see. Sorry, I'm talking about things you guys cannot see for now. But the Dual Masters yellow card. Okay, so yeah, they are things in the sky. They're pretty neat, actually. So I'm probably going to use one of these patterns or palettes. They're pretty nice. So let's see if some yellow with something else works. I'm interested. I always have to check something that other people did as a color scheme because I'm not good at coming up with color schemes yet.
Oh, Nemo. So we were talking about programming yesterday.
Yes.
And there was this guy taking a course, and he was like in the introductory stages, and he was complaining because there's a part where you have to do concatenation, and he could not pass it. And it was really simple. It was like you just had to concatenate two strings, and one of the strings just says hello, and the other says no, the first string says like good, and the second string says day. So all you're doing is saying good day, and he could not wrap his mind around concatenating the two strings. He's like, why would I concatenate the two strings? Why can't I just make that a single string if I'm just doing that? It's like, that's not the point.
The
point is to test
learning. Yeah, all right.
He couldn't pass that section.
So where was this exactly?
Like on like an online JavaScript place.
Oh, okay. I see.
Hey, Saman, welcome.
Hey, welcome. I'm trying to figure out a color scheme for this, which is really troublesome for me because I'm not good at figuring out color schemes. I'm very not good at doing it, but I'm pretty confident we'll be able to do it by the end of the stream, maybe, probably. Although Die November is around the corner, so I'm probably going to pause this and then continue with other stuff. I guess. So dinos. I could use some, let's see, bluish purple, gray.
It's also Movember.
So you're gonna mow your lawn or something?
No, that's where you don't shave the entire month.
I was actually thinking of growing a beard, but my problem is that the reason why I don't do it is because it's so itchy for a while when it grows, so I can't sleep. That's why I don't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very annoying. I seriously, it's so annoying. It's I got a lot of beard, actually, so.
You're a facial hair noob. I've had mine since I was graduated high school.
Yeah, but I got a lot. It's just that I don't like the feeling. That's all.
You can keep it and just trim it. That's what I do.
Yeah, but it's
grow
so
like a sea captain.
I know. It's just incredible. It's just it itches too much. It's very annoying, so I don't. Very annoying.
That guy will hate nested if conditions and methods. Yeah, he would if he can't even concatenate two strings. But I mean, programming is like Rick and Morty. You have to have a very high IQ to understand it. Fiddle
Oh,
says,
so I have a very high IQ. High IQ. High IQ.
yeah, as demonstrated. Fiddle says, kids complain on me to shave my face all the time, but seriously, I have like a millimeter of facial hair. Fecal hair? Okay.
Come on! You forgot the I. Don't be so mean. That's very mean.
That's gross, man.
Ah, jeez. Poor Fiddle.
No, screw him. He sent me a maid picture today.
I know. Still. Let's see. I'm gonna do something like this or not.
But no, my facial hair is very magnificent.
I would look like a mullah if I were to do that, probably. We've got
I don't think
black hair.
it's
That's a
for
lot of hair.
everyone though. Like
Yeah.
if you can't grow a good beard, then don't do it. Just go bare-faced. That's fine.
Bare faced. Poker faced. Polka
Like my brother
faced.
can grow facial hair, but it's awful and he looks terrible.
Also,
So
like in what? What does it look like?
it looks like garbage.
Go garbage. But you
I
got
will allow that.
Screw who?
Now she says I screw him.
Oh Lord. Yeah, clearly this doesn't.
I'm gonna send Fiddle a picture of myself.
Why?
Since
Okay, I
he
guess
sent me.
everyone's bonding. Fine. Let's try something like that. Or the opposite.
There we go.
Orangey. I don't like this. It sucks.
I passed my university without having a PC. I memorized it all. I was unable to afford a computer or a laptop. I had 2 hours on a computer in the IT department and a day. I had to make the most of it. Well, I mean, like if you're, that's kind of what you did back in the day. You just kind of took notes, right?
Yeah.
You handwrote them. But I mean, still good on you for passing IT without having a computer.
Sounds hard. Honestly. I cannot survive without a computer. I've had a computer since I was 8. So I cannot live without a computer at home. I would just feel like naked. I would feel like I'm not able to do anything without a computer. I am not a social media tablet person. I associate social media and tablet because they came around at the same time. And I'm not that kind of person. I need keyboard, mouse, and a large screen. And then I'm happy. It actually makes me feel at home. So if I am around with my laptop, I don't feel at home because I have the laptop, not because I'm around somewhere. It gives me a feeling of stability for some reason.
Yeah, I've been using them since I was like 5. Because I remember I made like notepad documents showing you how to get the legendary birds in Pokemon. That's what I used the computer for.
Well, I use it to get images of Dragon Ball stuff. Mostly Dragon Ball. And then I remember my sister had a very mean boyfriend, and he. So I had this background of it was like Top Gun. So he was a guy on a jet fighter, and this idiot just painted over it, and I was 9. I got so mad. What an asshole. That guy didn't end up well. Not because of my curses, obviously, but because he was an idiot. He
That's
actually
okay. My dad beat up one of my sister's exes, so it's fine.
was. That's what I would do. I guess that's what I will do probably. So
Well, he was like a musician. He got drunk at a bar, and my dad like went there with my mom and my sister to see him perform. And then he started like getting angry at like a person in a wheelchair and started like
oh
getting in
Jesus,
their face and pushing them around. And then my dad just decked him.
that was good. It's starting to look a little better. But I don't feel so well about those. Lower the opacity. Okay. No. Actually, well, no, I'm not gonna decide on that yet. Maybe some white would help somewhere. Maybe the fonts could be white. No, this.
Let's catch up on the chats.
Oh yeah.
Got quite a few. Bonding. Chase, you want to see my feet for bonding purposes? Fiddle's okay. It was COVID times. We had 3 days and a week to show up and do the practical learning. We did all the other stuff at home. I never had an actual university experience. Oh yeah, that sucks. So you did everything like. Oh, I see.
I'm glad I never had a real university experience because it would have been a waste of time. That's what I think about universities, at least.
Mine
Weird.
was okay, except for the crazy people.
That's one of the reasons why I don't regret that.
Mostly the professors.
Okay. Okay, that's a little different. I'm gonna go normal here now. And I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna.
Maria says, "I learned that black and white are matrices, not colors." That's true. They're not technically colors.
They're not colors, that's right. One is absorbing all the colors and the other is rejecting them all. So, reflecting. The wavelengths, actually. No, this doesn't work. It should probably be 50. I want to add something that's very...
Well, that's very sweet, Kim. I'm proud of you too.
I'm just trying
Now
to
go do your milk maiden duties. Have fun.
All right, see ya. No, I'm trying to basically figure out the color scheme here, if I can. See that?
My university experience was disappointing. I wanted to make friends, but I guess it was not meant to be. Well, that's especially in a time of COVID. That's really difficult to deal with all of the restrictions that were in place, and I'm sure in-person learning, if it was implemented, was very limited.
So, I presume so.
Oh man, I look back on that time with horror at some of the things we did. Like when people were dying and having funerals, and they had like the funeral spacing. Did you ever see that? and like people weren't
Uh,
allowed to hug each other at funerals.
well, yeah. I'm kind of familiar with that.
That's my luck. Well, don't worry, Saman. We're all friends here.
It's clearly not the best. Biggest red.
Yeah. There's a specific video I was remembering, Saman, and it like enraged me when I saw it.
Reach.
I saw people beat up old people in the pandemic for some toilet paper. Yeah, that was something that happened really early on too.
Oh, miserable.
People were like stockpiling toilet paper, and there were outages everywhere.
No. Did not happen in Japan, though. For some reason.
Japanese people don't use the bathroom.
Well, it's not that they don't use it. That's gross. Use their hands more. Jesus. Yuck. Yuck. Ah, yuck.
I saw Japan is like approving a big economic package. It's like $200 billion, which is like 29 trillion yen, something like that.
They run out of computer space to write the numbers of bits.
Well, it's like every other country is basically increasing like interest rates, but they're mostly focusing on using like government spending to battle inflation. I guess we'll see if it helps them. But they are introducing like a bunch of subsidies too. I know there's like a $680, which is like 100,000 yen subsidy for women who are pregnant or rearing babies to help with bills and things like that.
So,
I don't know why. Nobody's having children.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, this is what I call thumbnailing colors, basically. Trying to figure out about scheme. Obviously, I'm totally copying the colors. Not color picking, but trying to figure it out. I might eventually. Not the actual colors, but the scheme. It's something that's it's not too bad of an idea to color pick. I'm gonna give a specific mood. I mean, why do you want to reinvent the wheel? In any case, or in any chase.
I think it's interesting you went for like almost an evening sky though. Like almost a sunset kind of feel.
I'm just going around. It's kind of the opposite though, because technically it would be yellower closer to the sun.
Okay, so it's a sunrise.
I don't know what it is. It doesn't even make sense.
A sunset would be more thematically accurate. Like if this thing is invading, it's like the sun is setting on the world.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Sun is setting on the wheel. Let's see if we can. Also, because it would match the color scheme I it's telling you what time it's setting. It's not setting. I don't think it's really setting in 15 minutes from now. That's ridiculous. I don't think it's setting in 10 minutes. No. There you go. That's all we're so set. Here. You know what? Sunset is not a bad idea after all. Although it's a little different because there are clouds, so technically it would always be kind of, or I mean, everything would be kind of purplish. It's clouds. I guess I can intersperse the clouds with some empty sky area.
Maria, are you talking about a bidet? We don't really have those in America.
What's that? Oh, bidet, yeah.
I think they're more common in Europe, if I'm not mistaken, but we don't have those in America.
Yeah, you don't. We have them in Italy.
Which honestly, I kind of question that. I feel like they're more sanitary. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they are. So the problem now, though, is that the clouds, it's sunset, be very dark. Very dark. So I should add them on top of this. This could be a good opportunity to just do a let's paint a sky type of stream. Technically. Find a sky.
I don't think he's here anymore, by the way, so I could say that I sent Fiddle a picture of Aragorn and told him it was me.
I'm pretty sure he knows the character.
Yeah, probably when he saw the sword on the back. It's like, this is probably not actually Chase.
Probably, you know.
I do own swords, though, so maybe it could have been.
Like, with sharp swords?
Yes.
That's interesting. I have one, but it's just a replica.
I have a wall of weapons that I have hanging here.
You know, that was a plan of mine before I went to Japan, and I had to give up on hanging.
I even have a trident.
You trident? Did you fish it up from the Atlantic?
Cool. No, it's like black and it has like eagles built into the side of the blades.
Jeez. Well, I mean, you're pretty safe against burglars.
I have a samurai sword. I also have a gunblade.
Gunblade, like real size gunblade?
Yes, like Squall's gunblade.
Yeah, I know. That's interesting.
I have nunchucks. I've got a wooden practice sword. Got some daggers.
You got a lot of space.
I even have a replica pirate gun.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have that much stuff.
I'm a big fan of weaponry.
I kind of am as well.
Design.
Honestly. It's just that I have to move a lot of times, so...
Yes, Amon. If you've ever played Final Fantasy VIII, that's what Squall's weapon is. It has like the blade of a sword,
pretty cool
but the
weapon.
handle is... Yeah, but the handle is actually like a gun holster.
Gunblade is a very...
How do you afford all of those? Actually, a lot of them were gifts, like from my parents.
My parents never bought me weapons.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, just this replica. I think this one was a present from them. The one I have here hanging on the wall. It looks... it doesn't look that good, actually. It was pretty cheap. I thought it was good back then. Now, no, I don't think so. Anymore. Still better than nothing, but be better. Itself.
Trident is pretty cool. It has like a little base in the middle, so you can kind of unscrew the two parts of it and then wield them in both hands.
A two-handed trident.
Well, one would have like the trident part, and the other is kind of like a pointed spear at the end.
Ooh,
That sounds like an extremely inconvenient weapon. Which one? The gunblade?
The gunblade is actually pretty cool. Not exactly inconvenient. Actually, it's like the opposite of a bayonet in concept. And the design.
Gun and blade don't work well together. Well,
initially they actually use them together. To be fair.
Like Nemo is saying, it's not exactly the same thing as a gun and a bayonet, but like the idea is basically there. Like the gun is used for long range, and then when you're in close range, you can use the bayonet part to stab someone.
Pretty much.
That was a neat mechanic in the game where whenever you're doing a normal attack, you could press the trigger button and it would do more damage. Yeah.
It was pretty interactive for the time, so it was a nice idea to spice up the regular like JRPG mechanic.
Yeah, because that was the thing with the summons too. You could boost them. Like you would press the button while the summon animation is going.
Okay, well, this is very similar to that. Not too similar. Let's see if we just shrunk it. It's not bad. I just wonder if it wouldn't benefit from another color here. Maybe red.
Because you would want to use it to shoot always because it's more safe, but the blade weight would make it difficult to aim and move the barrel quickly because it throws the gun off balance. Well, I'm not saying it's like something you would want to use in the real world. In the game, it's just like a fantasy setting, and it looks cool, so... I mean, it's not like you're going to be wielding Cloud's Buster Blade in real life.
Well, actually, someone tried to make it. It's not exactly easy to handle.
You can make it, but swinging it around like Cloud does is a different matter.
Yeah, especially if it's all metal. It's not exactly a balanced sword, you know.
But it doesn't have to be. It's supposed to look cool.
That's it looks very cool. In my opinion, this looks very cool. So there's enough. That being cool is enough.
Even the Kingdom Hearts version with the bandages on it, that was pretty neat.
Yeah. I wonder if I should add, maybe there should be a little sun. A little sun.
Yes, if you're an artist, never forget the rule of cool. Even if something isn't totally logical, as long as it looks cool, that's fine.
Oh yeah, form or function, 100%. Highlight here might help. Now this is kind of classic, I guess, in terms of looks. Oh, I'm gonna keep it. No, why? What? Control Shift C and Control V. What? What the heck?
What's going on?
It's not copying. There you go. How big was that? I'm gonna make it same size and put it next to it. And I might actually do something like this. Okay, the second one is not too bad. First one is extremely random, so I don't know. Thumbs. Well, let's get rid of this. And let's see, what else can I do in terms of color? Something very muted, maybe. Gray sky.
I thought about that too, almost like a storm is coming kind of thing.
It does have a little bit of bluish in it, usually. So it's gonna something like this, probably. Purple. Oops. Maybe this thing could have some. Oh, yeah.
In real life, the best weapons are chemical. Biological weapons are too unpredictable and can hurt you too, and nuclear leaves nothing to take from the enemy. It depends on your purposes and what you're trying to accomplish. If we're talking like overall strength, then obviously nuclear is the best because you're just going to wipe everything out. If that's your goal.
Obviously, do not need, you can't do it with the troops on the ground because it's going to annihilate everything. So
it's really just a matter of relative purpose of what you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to totally wipe out your enemy, or are you trying to just like conquer a region?
Okay, so when it's overcast, things. This is a little color theory thing. When it's overcast, colors are more bright. So, because they don't get washed out from the sunlight, so I could use actual green here because I have green, although it might not fit very well with the scene. Green trees might be a little more dead, maybe. But they become way more vivid when it's overcast. Shadows tend to be grayer, obviously, because there's nothing to reflect.
This actually looks pretty neat, too. The more muted colors in the sky. It makes it seem a little more intimidating.
It is, yeah.
I mean, with a nuclear weapon, you're going to kill your own people eventually due to contaminated waters with nuclear toxins. Depends on the size and scope of the weapon.
It depends. Actually, the thing, we think about a nuclear weapon like the ones that were used on in Japan, but the radiation is very contained depending on. I mean, people live there now, right, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, so it's not like a nuclear fallout you could have from an accident in a nuclear plant. It's very different. So it's mostly a giant heat wave. There's going to be some radiation left, yes, but it's not going to be the same thing. So it's very localized in any case.
Yeah, the radiation is localized and will dissipate eventually. I mean, you got to understand that there's radiation everywhere, I
Yeah.
mean, you get radiation when you walk outside and get hit by sunbeams. So it's not like
Or
radiation
take a
itself
plane.
is killer, but or if you microwave something, you're being hit by
Also,
radiation.
this thing could be yellowish. Lights need to be right in this, probably.
Do you guys think that tech will reach a point like weapons did, the point of this will destroy humanity, let's stop developing it? Yes, but we won't stop developing it.
I mean, technically, you already can do that. It's pretty powerful nowadays, so, and there are hundreds of them.
The threat of
Scattered.
technology is not something that you can stop. Technology goes apace regardless of whether you like it or not.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. I don't know if you were here, about AGI and singularity. It's kind of scary. Depends on what side you're on. I don't know. I don't quite like the idea as much as I would have when I was younger.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, because you're fine with AI girlfriends.
Well, I mean, I'm just accepting of it. I know it's going to happen, so there's no reason to get upset about it. I mean,
That
it's
is
kind of like
true.
when automobiles were made, everyone was like, this is going to kill the horse industry, right? No one's going to ride horses anymore. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but what can you do about it? I mean, are we going to stop making automobiles now because that hurts these people over here? And there's nothing you can do.
That's true. That is
Like they
sadly
said,
true.
like the song said, video killed the radio star. Once television came around, radio died. And then, well, now television is dying thanks to the internet. So everything gets replaced eventually.
Even you.
Very well, yeah.
Oh no, does that mean I will get replaced too? Oh no. What do you think about that? That's terrible.
Yeah, but this will eventually destroy humanity as a thing. Depends on what you mean by destroy. Are you talking like a Terminator movie where there's a war against the machines? I don't think that'll happen. I think that it will just slowly be subsumed, is my guess.
Like slowly replaced by machines.
Well, we'll just be integrated into their system.
That could be. That's not a happy ending, though.
They don't really need to destroy us. We do that to ourselves.
Usually, yeah.
Radio is still alive in Latin America. Well, it depends on what you mean by radio, right?
Yeah, like it's not like it used to be anyway.
You could listen to like Pandora or Spotify, but that's not the same thing as radio.
It's not radio.
It's basically like
I don't think
like
you were pretty young, so I don't think you understand. We still had some radio when I was a kid with cassettes, tape cassettes, but now it's gone. So I don't know if you actually have ever experienced radio. I'm not talking about podcasts, like actual radio, and when it was a very important thing. It used to be. When I was very
And
small.
I'm not saying that there's not radio stations or anything like that. There are, but they're they're a dying breed. It's like newspapers. You can still find newspapers, but the shelf life is not long.
Oh yeah. No, it's not exactly
It's
like
all
radio because you can listen to a podcast whenever you want, usually. And even if you can't, it's still not the same thing. Because radio was a different type of culture, at least
and
for
the
me.
technology is a bit different too.
Yeah. Radio is like, radio was a very local thing. Also, it's not like you could have never listened to a radio station from the U.S. from where you're from, where I am from. That was unthinkable because it was very local. So, and depending on how much you uh, drove, you would even have another station on the same frequency. So that was very different.
That was true of original televisions too. That's where the
That's
rabbit
right. Yeah.
ear concept on televisions first came from. Is you actually had to manually adjust the rods on the rabbit ears of the television to
Yeah.
actually get the
Yeah.
stations you wanted.
Yeah.
And then we decided to use satellites and things like that. So completely changed the technology.
These spots to glow. I apologize. I realize we're quite stream. It's just I need to think more when I do this sort of stuff. So
Especially for coloring, yeah.
it's a lot more complicated. That's why I probably won't get a decent color scheme while I'm streaming. It's something that takes me a long time. Probably won't they get a decent color scheme in any case, but hopefully it's gonna be a little better than this thing, than these things.
I think you come up with decent color schemes. Sometimes whenever you make monsters, I think about them and come up with different ideas too. But
Beams shooting out of here. There you go.
oftentimes when I come up with color schemes, I think about how the color scheme affects the function of the creature too.
Hmm.
That's why. So I sent you the one of the sand golem. And so I made a white sand golem, and my idea was like the sand golem would be like a desert monster, and then the white sand golem would be like a beach monster, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because I've been to Florida multiple times, and I went to a city called Destin there, and the beaches there are like pure white. They're like ivory, and like it's such a beautiful aesthetic. And then like using that as far as like we always think of sand as yellowish or orangish in color, and using
Oh, we
like
have
white
black sand
sand.
here.
That's true. I was thinking of that too.
Volcanic beaches, which are pretty nice and weird, honestly. It's something different from what you get usually. So
We have that. It's used to pirate and broadcast football games, and they can't do anything about it. Yeah, those were, we called those scramblers, like back in the 90s and whatnot. That's how you would watch pay-per-views and things like that, is you could scramble the signals on your television to get them for free.
the good old times. The good old times. Just to make it look like is not too bad, but it needs adjustment. Yes.
About tech/AI replacing humanity, I don't think it will happen because the people that make it will die out. Well, the AI will be self-replicating at that point.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, like the idea that an AI at some point will just start replicating itself. So it cannot die, obviously, unless it runs out of power, but it's probably going to think about it. It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean, that's
dystopian.
true right now. They require our inputs. That doesn't mean it'll be true in the future.
Pretty much, yeah.
If I had to make a desert golem, I would make it have algae and other marine things in the golem because in my head they would live in any oasis they could find.
But it's just a monster, I guess. Also, I don't know how much. There isn't that much vegetation um, in an oasis. They're going to
I don't.
thrive.
Would there be algae in an
I
oasis?
don't think so. There would be like different types of biome. I think um, it's too dry for that. And so small plants, yeah. But hey, I don't know. That doesn't ring. It doesn't ring like desert to me. So that's the whole point. Like it does. It has to feel like desert creature, desert-ish creature. So
They would. Um. I guess my other question is why would a golem need to seek out an oasis? I don't think golems they wouldn't need water to live.
they're just monsters.
I guess it depends on what kind of golem you mean. I always think of golems as just sort of animated creatures. They're not even really creatures, to be
Yeah,
honest. They're
animated
more
matter, basically.
like living minerals that have been animated to create something.
Okay, so I think I might settle for this sort of thing with the pods. That's like a little transparent. Not necessarily going to use it, but this is not too bad. It's kind of cool. There's a scheme. Might have to reduce the colors, but yellow, yellow, yellow. But see what happens if I color dodge it. Nope, color.
AI doesn't make art. It steals stuff to make whatever you ask them to do. And even if they make up props in the future, they're just going to regurgitate stuff that they have in the database.
That's what.
That's
Well,
arguably what we do.
that's what we do. There's nothing original in any case. I'm concerned about AI art because it has potential to replace actual artists. I think that the threat exists, honestly. So I wouldn't be. I don't feel very safe about that.
I would be very cautious at making any definitive statements about AI art and whether it's going to be useful or not, because it's still in its early stages
That's true.
and you don't know what it's going to look like in the future. And I mean, it's a baby right now, and the things it's doing as a baby are pretty impressive, in my opinion. So when it gets even
Absolutely.
more advanced, yeah.
It doesn't look too bad. Although I still really like the second one. I'm gonna get rid of the first one because it's a piece of junk. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave it just to remind myself that I suck at color schemes. This one is not bad. Um, might need some adjustments, but it's a good starting point for other things, I think. So let's get rid of this and this. Now let's try one other. Let's see if we can get it. really want it to feel very muted. Actually, I have a card here that looks like what I want to get. So the sky is going to be light this time. The creature is going to be dark. So the silhouette is going to be a little more visible.
I think of monsters as actual breathing creatures that have a food chain and needs and wants. Sometimes I would agree. It really depends on what you're trying to accomplish with the monster.
Yeah. It depends on a lot of factors in any case.
I mean, in the case of a golem is something inanimate that's like using magic is given some sort of animation.
Yeah.
I guess you could think of it the same way as like a necromancer using magic to bring bodies back to life. I don't know that they necessarily.
Well, yeah, right. It's like a necromancer that's it's half dead. It's like a lich. Okay, you cannot make a statement about a lich needing food because it's just a lich. It doesn't need food. It's dead. That doesn't make sense, obviously, but you know, it's a fantasy creature. That's why we say monsters. Otherwise, I would say creatures. I think the golem is a monster, not a creature. You can make it eat something else or sustain itself with something. But that's what my idea is, usually.
Yeah, I mean, you could come up with different ideas. Maybe somebody makes the golem and then it eats, and then whatever it eats gives energy to the thing that created it, or whatever, that kind of thing.
Since, if I can, you know what, I might even color pick here. If I can't figure it out. Because this is exactly what I'm looking for. And, oh, I wonder who it is from. My favorite artist. My favorite dual masterpiece artist. I didn't know. I promise I didn't know. There he is.
I usually laugh at people that think a replacement is a tool. AI is a replacement, not a tool. I don't think those are mutually exclusive, in my opinion.
Well, it's a tool now. It might be a replacement later. Probably not so clear cut of a distinction. Well, I guess.
I mean, like a tractor is a tool, right? But a tractor totally replaced other means of farming with its invention and things like that. So, I mean, tools are meant to replace previous tools that are less effective in usage. So,
yeah, very much. Storage.
I use farming because that's like the biggest illustrator of that concept, like the invention of the plow, for instance.
Yeah, that's right.
And then farming today has nothing to do with farming.
No. No.
In fact, farming today is actually pretty much automated.
This could be white. Some could be black. Maybe. Some green here. It's green.
But to say AI is a tool for artists is not true. It replaces artists. It hasn't done that yet. And I think it is a useful tool for artists for coming up with prompts and things like that.
I used it for some things to come up with ideas, so it served me pretty well for that. Yes, I wouldn't trash it 100%. Just with KVATs, you know, it's like it's a new technology, so it is somewhat exciting and also scary, depending on what side you're on, as I said before.
I am surprised that AI has no regulations. Well, there's definitely going to be people arguing for that, for sure.
And rights. At some point, someone is going to argue for rights. Okay. For machine rights. Not yet, though. Oh, this is better. I might just go with this. What's happening?
No, I understand your guys' concerns about that, but you also have to look at it from like a consumer perspective. Like, I'm obviously paying Nemo money, right, to create original creatures for my game.
Yeah.
But what about people that don't have those kind of resources? And then you tell them, well, you can put in a prompt in an AI to create whatever you want, right, for a game or things like that. And that's like, I mean, that is something that people are going to gravitate towards. Instead of paying lots of money for original designs, you can have an AI create them.
Actually, it's funny because today I saw a guy on Reddit who uh, fed the AI the starters from the new generation of Pokemon, and it spit out some evolutions, and they're honestly better than whatever Game Freak has been doing recently. So there's that to consider as well. It's sometimes AI does a better job than humans nowadays, depending on the type of thing that you are doing. And if it doesn't do a better job, at least it might give you some ideas. So let's say it's 100% bad.
Yeah, I've put in a lot of prompts, and some of them are obviously wacky, depending on what you do. But there's some really good stuff that I was sharing in the Discord. Like, I put in some prompts for a mammoth design, and some of them were really cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's one with like white skin, and then it had like golden mane fur and things like that that I really liked. And I don't know, I find them there to be a use, but I understand like I understand both sides of the argument. Where I know artists are intimidated at the idea of AI replacing them, but I also feel like you have to consider people that don't have any money and see this as like a way to get the
Yeah, you
resources
probably
that otherwise
wouldn't
couldn't.
get. Yeah, I probably wouldn't get the type of job in any case, because that's not a market you have. It's not a market at all. It's people who would not spend a cent on art. So it's gonna be a long time before companies that pay artists to do stuff will replace artists with AI, I think. But I mean, people who don't care that much, yeah, that might be the first market. Like, okay, well, I don't have money. I'm gonna use AI to make monsters for my game because it's a sucky game, and so that's still not gonna be a client I would have, because I get people message me and say, hey, can you do the monsters for my game? I'm like, yeah, sure, these are my rates. And like, I'll keep looking at it. So it's not like everyone can afford paying an artist, unfortunately. That's probably the market that's gonna first be affected. Again, it's not even a real market. It's just the first people this technology is gonna target is people that have no money for this, like people who have no money to write something and they need it written, and so they use an AI to write it. Okay, this is gonna be enough for now. I know I will lose it, but maybe not in the next couple of years. Plus, it depends on what you mean by job. Because if this is a threat more to employees than it is to someone like me. I'm like an entrepreneur, basically. I work by myself for myself. So the fact that AI is going to be there to produce art doesn't mean that I will not still have my voice and like I will not be able to produce my products. There's going to be more competition, maybe, but I can offer something else. Then will I get less commissions? Probably. but since I work alone, and I can come up with something else at that point. Also using that technology for myself. So, it, I don't know. I wouldn't be so quick at just dismissing it as a threat. Sometimes I thought so,
Yeah.
but I want to be a little optimistic if possible. Just because I'm
Well,
optimistic now.
Saman, keep in mind that Nemo is not just doing art to make money. He has an actual job too.
Yeah.
So he's really advocating for diversifying your portfolio, diversifying your skill set so that you're not just
I also do 3D
beholden to one
modeling now.
thing.
I went back to 3D modeling.
Yeah.
So there are lots of things you can do. And if you make your own game, it's going to be a long time before an AI can code a whole game. So people are still going to want to um, do stuff and pay for stuff that's being made. So it's more about uh, being able to offer something that's different. It's always been like that, though.
I
So,
personally
like,
advocate for not
yeah,
having one focus. I personally advocate for having multiple focuses.
yeah,
So
right.
it isn't like I'm just writing. I'm also doing programming and developing a game, and I also have an actual job at an AI company. So I'm not keeping my aim on one thing, right? Because if you yeah, you open yourself up to more failure the more things you do, but that also gives you the chance to strike at successes, right? So, like, even if you do 10 different things, even if you fail at 8 of them, if you succeed at 2, that could be the doorway to personal success. And that's
Yeah,
what anyone that's ever succeeded in business will tell you. Like, don't be afraid to fail at a couple of things, but also make sure you're focusing on multiple things at the same time.
yeah.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, basically.
Yeah, very much. Anyway, it's time for me to close the stream for today. We're going to be back tomorrow with the wacky design challenge, so hopefully you will participate. We've got a few designs here. We'll see what to do with this at some point. Probably, it's got to be a while, but it was fun. And I will probably, work on this in my spare time and see what I can come up with. Obviously, not by tomorrow or in 2 days, but we're gonna use November for drawing dinosaurs. So, thanks everybody for today. Chase, Maria, Saman, Kirill, and Fim.
One fem.
And I'm gonna see you tomorrow.